That here on the What's on Joe Mind Network.
No game distracting us tonight.
No, we are back to hardcore historical chatter about your favorite team and mine, the New York Yankees.
That's right.
But no, not really. It's time for What's on Joe Mind. We're just fashionably late as we always are. Not a whole lot to talk about tonight, so I don't expect us to go 2.5 hours like we did last week.
Never know.
But we certainly got enough, and Lord knows there's enough wind in these three guest boxes to provide you lots of inconsequential entertainment. But we'll be right back after you listen to our kick-ass theme song, provided I can find the button. Here we go. Used to the short intro, just really get into that groove, and then it's over all of a sudden. So, but they say the short intro is the way to go. So I'm trying to
help this
out.
Who's they? Who says that?
All the YouTube folks.
Really?
Yeah.
They're short attention spans.
And truthfully, our metrics bear it out, right? They say that you lose a sizable portion of your audience in that first few seconds if you don't get a move on. As they would argue that our intro is still probably too long, but I cut it in half. So what do they want from me, right? What do they want from me?
We need a Seinfeld-esque intro. Boom, 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 boom.
Right. And then boom into the show.
Right.
But anyways, welcome to What's on Joe Mind. We are a fan cast about the world of G.I. Joe. I'm your host, Mike Irizarry. How's everybody doing?
Oh, it's a good week.
If you say so. My sleep schedule was off. I was a wreck this week. Absolutely
Next week will
destroyed.
be better.
Did you take it out on Rec Time, Rob?
No, I was asleep.
Oh, okay.
I mean, when he was asleep, I was awake, and when he was awake, I was trying to sleep. So no, I've barely seen Rec Time, Rob.
All right, I've seen 2 requests.
Skinnered?
Yeah, one play some Skinnered.
Whatever HCC wants.
Yeah.
There we go.
And earlier we have to go with we have to lead off with Heathcliff, or he's leaving for Garfield and Friends.
Well, Heathcliff was trash, so he can go on and leave.
Yes, he was.
We ask Deke Heathcliff or Ruby Spears?
It was a garbage show. Mel Blanc's vocal inflection is the only redeeming part, and that's it. That's all I got.
And Cats and Company, really, they should have let those cats to shelter.
Wasn't Heathcliff's bit was just that he was a jerk to everybody?
Yes. So he was
kind
a cat.
Hey,
kind of. I mean,
back off.
Nowadays Heathcliff is pretty trippy. If you catch it in the comics, from what I understand, there's no real plot to it anymore. It's just straight up weird.
Okay.
So I don't think that cartoon would necessarily play the same today, 40 years later. But whatever. Print is dead. So Heathcliff's just trying to make a go of it.
That's what Egon says. Back in 1984, right?
Right, something like that.
Print is dead.
Egon also straightened out a Slinky.
Joining me here in the top row, he's the former head of marketing for the G.I. Joe brand at Hasbro. It's the Hot Show, Mark Weber.
That's right. And I got, is the toy case full behind me. Too bad you can't see it because of my giant cranium. Fresh off a 13-0 whipping from Grace Baptist School. Very unchristian of them.
Right. Well, look, they didn't kick the extra point.
Man, it was that late late touchdown made it look a lot worse. Too bad we were playing soccer.
Right.
Well, not really, but tough day on the pitch. So great to be with you.
Matt Rubin asked, Mel Blanc did Heathcliff? Yes, Mel Blanc doing Heathcliff. That was his last original character. So the Blanc family holds Heathcliff in high regard, as it's something of a historical marker for him. But the show was kind of cruddy. In the bottom row, all by his lonesome, because we don't do guest hosts, mostly because Phil is at Disneyland this week.
Right.
Of all places.
And I didn't I was so late about getting the show together that I didn't really have time to ask anybody else in good conscience. Ragtime Rob.
Hello.
How's the school week treating you? I'm sure everybody wants to know.
Like I said, next week will be better because it's fall break and I'm off.
Ooh, very nice.
All right, screw you then.
I expect you to be wearing a Burger King crown next week. Just like, yeah, who's running there?
I will make that happen.
Look, Halloween's coming.
Mike, remind me to get a Burger King crown.
We all need to hold back on our costume ideas. Halloween is coming. Halloween's a Tuesday.
That doesn't help anybody.
No, I don't think we're going to do a live show on Halloween. I think that's asking a little much for our folks that are in a family way and have little ones to take care of. So, or littler ones. So I think that Tuesday we might do something a little special from the archives.
Ooh.
But
that gives us an opportunity to goof off and eat candy.
Right, that too. So I mean, like October 24th, then circle. That's what's on Joe Mine Halloween. So save the Burger King crown for that day.
Nice.
The Burger King crown is not a costume; it's just gloating.
All right, whatever. I can't keep all this under wraps anymore.
You can't bottle this creativity.
I don't have any inside knowledge here, but you gotta believe Joe Colton and Mango Habanero are putting together something amazing for her first Halloween, right?
Right, you would think. I would like to think we would get pictures here and there, but we don't.
Could they be Krang? That'd be awesome. Or
I think they just got through 9 months of Krang.
That's probably true.
I think Krang's a little overdone.
Or what was the Quado? Wasn't that the Total Recall? Yeah.
Lone Wolf and Cub.
I saw a guy once who somehow obscured most of his body and made himself the power loader, and his baby in the front loader was Ripley driving it. And I'm like, come on now. If that guy came to my door, he gets all the candy.
Yes.
And I turn out the lights. Done.
Dustin Jeffrey asks, since when does What's on Joe Mind need an excuse to goof off and eat candy? Truthfully, we don't eat a lot. We don't eat a lot of candy on air, but we do have some big league chew.
Ooh, so I'm all about that health food. So.
Right. We've had it ready to go for a few weeks now, and I've forgotten about it every single time. So that's what happens when you have to hit all the buttons.
Now it's big league fossil.
Oh yeah, no, it might be one big chunk.
It's fine. It's been here in room temperature conditions. It's fine. It's okay. I can still feel some brain-like texture in there from all the strands of bubble gum.
Brains.
That's what it feels like in the package, that foil thing pushing down on there. It just, yeah.
Brains.
And finding gum.
Delicious.
I remember some terrible zombie movie where they called the hospital and the zombies had like some little bit of gray matter left. And they're like, is there anybody at the hospital? Everyone's in trouble. We can't find anybody. Is there anybody there? And some zombie pushed down on the microphone and went, come to the hospital. And they went, I don't know about that. Who's the president? And the zombie went, Herbert Hoover. Pretty good scene for a bad zombie movie.
But anyways, here we are. If you're catching us on Facebook tonight, be sure to give us a thumbs up, give us a heart, give us a little huggy guy. Just some kind of a reaction button that helps roll all those algorithms over there. If you're catching us here on YouTube, thank you. That's what you can do to help us out the most. Is click the like button on the video, hit the subscribe button, subscribe to the channel. About 30% of you every week don't subscribe, which is weird.
Yeah.
It's just weird because let's face it, you're on a Google site. They know you're here, and they're going to keep recommending us to you anyway. So you might as well just be subscribed. We don't throw a whole lot of surprises at you. It's pretty well every Tuesday, 9:05 p.m. You might as well just click the button. All we ask from you is clicks.
We are simple men. Ask around. And we have a simple goal. We want to have more people tune in than go to Tampa Bay Ray playoff games at home.
I think we already do that.
We can do this.
I think we already do.
Half the people there just research the stuff to talk about tonight.
I think our 1,300 plus actually beats their regular home attendance.
Just like that, we're a major league franchise.
Just like that. It's just that simple. If you got a few bucks laying around, be sure to hit up our coffee page down below. We have 16 monthly subscribers. You can get yourself in our closing credits by becoming a swear jarrier and joining that illustrious club. All it takes is $1 a month. If all of you signed up for $1 a month, we'd never ask for a thing again. I mean,
except for some gum.
Yeah, that's not true. We'd probably ask for something.
Some gum.
And some gum. But, yeah. So anyways, what do you say we get right to it? Roll into community calendar.
Woo-hoo.
Let me figure out which one of these I'm going to hit today.
Can't figure out if that's a drug reference or not. It should be.
I mean, it's about to be.
It is now.
Cobra's crazy weather patterns just swallow up my signals.
Shipless layout. Shipless layout.
All right, if you've got a show that you want us to help plug, that's the email to hit us with. Really, if you've got anything that you want on the show, send us an email to that address. whatsonjoemind@gmail.com. Whether it's community calendar, whether it's customs, whether it's questions, whether anything. If it's for the show, hit us up there. I know we're on all the other social media, and you can find all that down below. Trust me, emails, that's how stuff that needs to get on the show gets on the show. It's a lot to keep track of. So especially when you're don't have a ton of time for half of the week. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so help me out. If you got something for the program, whatsonjoemind@gmail.com. Anyways, first up.
Ta-da!
Coming up this Saturday, it's the Great Ohio Toy Show in Xenia, Ohio, at the Greene County Expo Center from 9 to 4. $5 to get in. Kids 12 and under are free. Early bird is $10. That gets you in an hour early. Parking, of course, is free. And they'll keep you fed with some cool food trucks. Everybody's selling toys. Not a ton of guests or artists or things like that here. So make sure you're bringing your cash for the Great Ohio Toy Show.
So there's only free parking for food trucks? That's what I'm getting out of this. Free parking, food trucks.
There's free parking and food trucks.
Oh, both.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if you wanted to just come for the food truck, parking would be free for you too.
I'm fine with that.
I
do. Oh, go ahead.
Might still cost you $5 to get in, but
that's fair. I like how the bat is hanging out with Sexy RC on the right side, and Rosie the robot on the other side is frustrated and can't hide it.
Well,
poor Rosie.
Yeah, I mean, Rosie will. She'll take the law into her own hand. She'll figure it out.
When she's hanging out with Omega Supreme, that's not bad. But he's not much of a looker.
His dance moves are suspect.
His head is a backward tank turret, but whatever.
Right. There's a face in there somewhere, isn't there?
That only Rosie could love. Maybe we've got our match made in heaven.
Sean Russell asks, is it coincidental we haven't needed the swear jar since Joe's been gone? Oh, no, we have the swear jar every week. Mm-hmm. And usually it gets busted out a few times. We don't have somebody deliberately looking to fill the swear jar when Joe Colton's not here. That's the difference. Mm-hmm. But we will casually swear when she's not around, certainly.
Absolutely.
I'm just going to say Omega Supreme is a huge step up from Uniblab.
Omega Supreme has a rocket arm, after all. That's according to Viper Scout.
And a claw. So.
I mean, really, he's got rocket arms. If you put them together, they're both the rocket. But
I'm with Firefly 100%.
Yeah, he says, I don't know what that Anubis with piano teeth is, but I want to burn it.
Yes.
And that's fair.
Yeah.
Somebody, please buy that and throw it away.
I think it requires some kind of ritual so it won't follow you around.
Yeah. That'd be awesome to go up to some guy's table and go, how much is that? $20. Done. He hands it to you. You want it bagged up? Nope. And then you just break it. Go find a trash can.
Spray it down with lighter fluid. And you know.
You've made the world better today.
Hooded Cobra Commander 788 says, I'm holding out for free food for parking trucks.
Ooh.
Look, however you want to work, whatever your contract language says.
Yeah.
I mean, you go for it, man. I'm sure there's a niche there that you can fill with that service.
This just in for our friend HCC. Cowboys just scored again. Sorry about that.
You know what? Here, as Giants fans, we're not going into that tonight.
How's your football season?
Over. Over. It's done. It's finished. Go Colts. That's where that's how well the Giants season is going.
Yeah.
What are you drinking with your weird pink bottle, Mark?
Oh, it's a Mountain Dew Code Red. Keep my hair
Jesus.
orange. Yeah, there we go.
Jesus. I'm too old for that. I just got Coke Zero. Racktime Rob's super bland with his water. Could be vodka.
After our 13-0 wipeout, we were driving home. My daughter Elizabeth said, "Can we get a Frosty at Wendy's?" Sure. Drive through. The guy in front of me, it took a long time for him to place his order, which is not a good sign. And finally he went, "What?" "All right, fine, Coke Zero." And I'm like, this doesn't bode well, Biz. I'm sure that Frosty machine's broken or something. We pulled up. I tried to get a large Coke. Yeah, we're out of Coke. How you run out of Coke at a burger restaurant?
Yeah, that's a tough day at the office, is what that is.
We got out with a Frosty and a Baconator fry. Not bad.
Okay. All right. But next up. Hey, if you're not going to the Great Ohio Toy Show, go across the border to Owensboro, Kentucky for the Owensboro Comic and Toy Convention. You can see the Sarge.
All
That
right.
is Friday and Saturday, the 7th and the 8th, at the Owensboro Convention Center. Also there, Warwick Davis, Tom Kenny, Samantha Newark, and many, many more guests. Get all the information and ticket purchase info at owensborocomiccon.com. You can see Sarge there with his WWF championship belt when he was evil.
Yeah, I'm surprised that he still uses the image of Iraqi sympathizer Sergeant Slaughter.
Well, I mean, that was before he went full out into the tan fatigues. Like, he still looks. He's just got the helmet. That's really the only way you can tell, but he still looks kind of U.S. Army in that shot.
No, I'm sorry. I meant down below in the multi-shot. Him on the right. That's totally heel Slaughter, right? Like,
yeah, I wasn't looking at that one
anymore. Ooh.
But whatever. It's the give and take of leaving Vince McMahon feeling like you screwed him over on a business deal.
There you go.
When he came back, Vince made him champ, but he made sure that he got as far away from the G.I. Joe property that made him a ton of cash as possible.
Right. I am happy to see Samantha Newark there because I heard they were going to have to settle for Samantha Bayonne.
Right. That's the less classy version.
Nobody wants that.
Samantha Trenton.
Oof. Samantha Wilkes-Barre. Barry.
That's
in Pennsylvania.
I know, but it's close.
Yeah.
You're not a geography teacher, are you, Racktime Rob?
I have social studies on my license, so
all right, fair enough.
Yeah, that was his. He was a history major in college.
Oh,
so he's down with all the social studies.
I'm so old. When I went to school, they didn't teach history.
You were living it.
That's true.
we got a Samantha Hackensack in there.
Sergeant Slaughter is a great guy. I locked up with him once, and he put his thumb in my nose.
Right. It's we got a photo of it in the opening credit.
It's canon.
Right.
Everybody else does the Cobra Clutch, right? I don't want the Cobra Clutch. I want to lock up.
You're not here to take abuse. You're here to be in a fight.
I just thought, because he's a big guy, right? Even though he has lost a lot of weight, and kudos to him, he's still every bit of 6'4", 6'5".
Yeah, he's large. Like
I'm 6'7" in the hat.
Right. I'm 6'1", and when I was passing Sarge at the hotel at Joe Fest a couple years ago, I was looking up like that at him. So yeah, it was he's still very tall.
Still got all the shoulders. And yeah, during that break, I'm just like, hey, can I get a pic? Sure. And I said, can we lock up? Absolutely. He said, no,
Right.
it's gonna
I'm
be
sure
awesome.
he's tired of putting doughy middle-aged guys in the Cobra Clutch. I'm
Yeah,
sure he was
right?
happy for a lockup.
Yeah. And I'm like, how cool is this, right? As a lifelong wrestling fan, like I'm gonna lock up with Sergeant Slaughter.
Andrew Gauguin says there's a sub shop I used to go to in Burbank that wouldn't give me a closing time, 9 p.m. or if we weren't out of bread, and they usually closed early. Look, that's the sign of a good sandwich place. Is
Yep.
Yeah.
we'll go till we run out of bread. Get your ass in there and get your sandwich.
That's it.
That's not on them. Or if you're at a Subway, it just means that they didn't order the dough.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're just kind of screwed. You got to go to the Subway that's 400 feet to the left.
It's either a good sandwich place or poor planners.
Come to think of it, this might be a plot to try to make me healthier. I tried to get a cherry Coke at a Subway this week, and it came out looking like weak iced tea. And I said to the gal behind the counter, hey, could you change out the cherry Coke? And she was like, yeah, I don't know how to do that. Okay.
These are the people they're trusting with meat slicers.
Appreciate it. Yeah, right?
Hmm.
Not ironically, not this Subway.
No.
New meaning to the words finger sandwich.
Speaking as somebody who used to work in a deli, that's a real easy thing to do.
Mm-hmm. I don't want any part of that.
You just pop the little lock on the straw, and then you put the new one on, and you pop the little lock down on it.
That's it. Yeah,
syrup is changed.
At the movie theater, I did that in those great big heavy syrup boxes with the bags in them.
Nice
but once they're empty,
yeah, no problem.
Out the door.
Yep.
Anyways.
So I ripped Wendy's, Subway, and Samantha Newark so far. I'm just keeping a list.
Right.
Where do
And
I
we're
know
not
the
so
name
much
Samantha Newark from?
Yeah, we're not making fun of Samantha Newark. We're making fun of her name being synonymous with the city of New Jersey. She was the voice of Jem, Rob.
Okay, thank you.
She's kind of known in, I guess we could call it a tangential relation to the Sunbow cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure she got a voice on G.I. Joe somewhere in there.
Oh, probably.
Maybe she was Honolulu. We need a Honolulu.
Let's hope not. Anyways, as Craig Cohan says, she's truly outrageous.
Truly.
Then following weekend, October 15th, we got the Indiana Toy and Comic Expo at the Monroe County Convention Center in Bloomington, Indiana. That is from 10 to 4. $8 gets you in the door. Parking's free there because why would you drive to Bloomington otherwise? You ain't going to
not to watch football.
Hell no.
I got no hope in football. None.
No, it's a down year even for them. But we were at the first one of these way back in the day. Gary and myself and our younger brother Jim were there live casting most of the events of the day, and then they didn't have us back.
Their fault. I'm surprised they survived.
Well, they said they were happy with us, but they wanted a show that had more cross toy appeal, and I just if you can't get down with G.I. Joe, then you don't want those people around anyway.
That's it.
That was the talk there.
Did you tell them we also talk about Batman the Animated Series quite a bit?
Sometimes. I think they knew that was a lie. More we talk about trying not to lose our people to those streams. Oh, or wait, no, we don't care.
Did you offer up any fantasy football chat?
That was pre-fantasy football chat. So
stop talking fantasy football on your dedicated fantasy football separate broadcast.
Right. That was my favorite thing in the world. I used to love doing that to people. My God.
Me and all the Spider-Men hate it.
So yeah, we Racktime Rob and I might get out to this one. You don't know. Depends what the weather looks like that day, I guess. What day is the 15th, Rob?
It is a week from Sunday.
Okay, yeah. Sunday certainly drives the odds up. So Mike Layton says late, but Godspeed, everybody. I got my Staff Sergeant C-Nug shirt, waiting for a sexy photo shoot before I send pics. Well, okay.
All right.
Send pics.
We'll put them on, man. We really will. We this is a community show. We have always been about whatever you guys want it to be. So
this is a community show. Chevy Chase isn't funny on it either.
Now, come on now. He was funny on Community.
Debatable.
I mean, he wasn't writing his own stuff, so. Anyways. Firefly's having a regional dialect chat off with Matt Rubin. I'm kind of been distracted by that, so I apologize for the slow pace of tonight's program.
Ewans?
Ewans.
I don't like that.
In Southern Illinois, there's a plural to Ewans. It's a double plural. It's Ewanses. That's two separate groups of multiple people.
Wow.
Oh, I thought it was something that belonged to Ewans.
Ewans out, go on out and shuck that corn, and Ewans go over there and fix the tractor, and both the Ewanses be back for dinner. Like that's how that one gets used.
I thought it was a possessive. Like that's Ewans's car.
Maybe. I don't know.
This is not going anywhere positive.
Right. I've spent a lot of time in Southern Illinois. I'm not going to try and make sense of that. So anyways, next up, it's probably the same as going to the Indiana Toy and Comic Expo in Southern Indiana. Hooded Cobra Commander 788 says, I'm part of the community. I want the show to switch to an all fantasy football format. We will revive the fantasy football show. Make sure that you show up in the live chat there and complain about it.
Yes.
Hey, look, it should be you, Brian, and Jamie.
Where's all the baseball talk? Hey, man, don't tempt us. I'll
Right.
go Andre Jones versus Hugh Duffy for an hour.
I need a couple days off, maybe next week. It was a long season. I just bailed out on sports media the last couple of days. Then, especially after the Giants left that one floating in the toilet last night, I couldn't. So I'm a little sportsed out today. I apologize.
I'll get you caught up on the NFL. Ready? Taylor Swift.
Look, man.
None of you are buying that, right? None of you are buying that publicity stunt. Come on.
If she is the gateway for that new audience, then I'm not mad at the NFL for it.
So fake. And I'm a wrestling fan.
Okay, sure. I just, Mark, I'm surprised you care that much about it.
I like media accountability for some reason. Must be my journalism degree. Can't we go back to talking about Deion Sanders?
No, they lost 2 in a row.
Doesn't matter.
They lost 2 in a row.
They got Arizona State next, so
they'll win that one.
Just you wait.
All right, Dustin Jeffrey has the worst news of the night.
What? Oh,
his fantasy team's QB is Daniel Jones. He's having a great season.
There's only one thing worse than having Daniel Jones as your fantasy quarterback, right now.
Yeah, having Daniel Jones as your actual quarterback.
Yeah.
I would rank him probably top of Duke quarterbacks who played for the Giants, though.
Although, in Daniel Jones' defense, when you're running for your life, you really don't get a lot of plays done.
Right. I'm not really mad at him. He's the only one that showed up. So, the defense played okay last night. He was the only one on the offense that was even there.
I could have used him today against Grace Baptist. Telling you.
He could have thrown a bad pick to them late. I don't know.
Sure.
I don't know. I don't know. Next up. Hey, Washington State Toy Show coming up on October 21st. This is the cool one we've been talking a lot about the last couple of weeks. But you get in the door at that one at the Clark County Events Center in Vancouver, Washington. That's not Vancouver, Canada, mind you. That's Vancouver, Washington.
There's a difference. They're not very close.
No,
really.
No, not really. I guess in the grand scheme of things, they're closer to one another than either of them are to here.
But if you drive into Seattle from the east, there's a sign that goes Vancouver, turn left, Vancouver, turn right. Yeah.
Yeah, but Bill Ratner, Mary McDonald Lewis, Michael Bell, BJ Ward, Neil Ross, all showing up for this very special G.I. Joe reunion show at the Washington State Toy Show. Jake Rose on the board again. Mentioned what's on Joe Mind and a hug. 10% for an item, 5% for a crisp high five. Go Seahawks.
Fair enough.
Cut his mic.
Oh, still salty.
I
Seriously,
can't do that. He's one of the swear jarriers. I can't do that.
Oh,
He's paying his way in.
isn't this the best Joe voice lineup at a show in ages?
It's up there.
I mean, aside from Arthur and Morgan, this is kind of the who's who of people who are doing shows. So
I mean, the most as far as the last couple of years go, this is the best G.I. Joe reunion since our G.I. Joe parody.
Yeah,
back when we did the What's on Joe Mind fun drive.
Yeah.
Back it was what we had over the course of a week. We had Bill and Arthur, and then we had playing Jeopardy. We had Zach Hoffman, Brian Cummings, and Morgan Lofting. So can't beat that, man. We did pretty good.
Hard questions.
Man, they could have added those 4 and had 4 Cobras.
I mean, they all
And the Storm Shadow guy, right? Keone Young, is it?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess none of these guys really did do Cobras. Neil Ross did a bunch of voices, but past that, these were all kind of one voice actors.
I mean, Michael Bell did Major Blood.
That's right. I always forget that. He was also one of the Dreadnoks, wasn't he? Ripper? No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Or was he Ripper? No.
I believe he was Ripper.
No. Chris Latta was Ripper.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
No. Anyways, it was Neil Ross was Buzzer. That's what I was getting thrown there. Anyways. It's a really good one here in Houston last year, according to Firefly. At Power Something Con, we had Greg Berger, Arthur Morgan, and Michael Bell. Yeah, that's 4. We had 5.
Yeah.
Oh. And so do they.
Go back into the audio archives. You can check out our wonderful virtual JoeCon content from the peak of the pandemic in 2020.
We should do that again because I heard that wasn't a whole lot of work.
Oh Jesus! I that was six edited audio podcasts that released in 6 days, and everybody's recording schedule was all over the place. And I mean, we had other guests involved, and oh my god!
At least you're knocking out that editing time. Now.
I mean, my arm is twitching now, and it's
And you wouldn't have to edit.
Maybe I look, getting voice talent guests on the show is a lot different now than it was even a couple of years ago. A lot of them have agents that handle podcast appearances even. And so it's very difficult to get any of these folks going. Like most of them have agented up, and that just adds a layer. And we have tried on occasions, and sometimes these agents don't get back to us. So it's a whole, you have to make a whole extra layer of people who care, who don't care. Mm-hmm. And so it's when we're just doing a weekly live show on top of that, and we really wouldn't be going live with these folks necessarily. It would be more of the recorded special edition variety of program. So there's all kinds of moving parts here that make it very difficult to get these folks on, but we have talked to them a lot in the past. So be sure to go through the archives sometimes, check out our interviews with them. A lot of cases, we were the first time they talked to anybody about G.I. Joe since they were done doing G.I. Joe. Mm-hmm. Brian Cummings says that he was not aware that this was even a thing until we talked to him. Bill Ratner says the same thing. It's like, I had no idea that people wanted to talk to me about this until you guys did. And then once he was on our program and came back a second time, then, he wound up going to JoeCon, and the world's been his oyster in this regard since then. So it's difficult now. There's a whole lot of extra steps involved that don't make it real conducive for us, unfortunately.
We didn't know what we were doing when we became power brokers like that.
Right. It's breaking ground on this stuff. Torpedo Mike, I understand the need for agents, but I still don't like. Look, some of them are delightful folks.
Yeah.
I don't want to take away. We've most of the interactions we've had with said agents have been very positive ones. But that's just it's an extra layer of time and effort that
Right.
That makes it difficult to do. Jake Rose asked, do you know if they charge for autographs? I have no idea, but you can probably get that information at the website, watoyshow.com. We'll likely have that answer for you, or we'll direct you to somebody who does. Draws Walker says the voice of Zartan would be cool. Zach Hoffman is cool. That dude's awesome.
He is.
He is a 4-time guest of our program. Go back in our audio archives and listen to us talk to him. Morgan Lofting won the G.I. Joe Jeopardy thing. So
she's the best.
She's our reigning champion.
She's the best. I held the door for her at JoeCon, and she's in Baroness. She said, "Thank you, darling." As she walked in, and I'm like, I can't even.
I gotta go.
I can't even. That's awesome.
Again, the first time I met her, she tried to beat me up.
There you go. That happens to you a lot.
It does. And I'll tell the story again. I know I don't talk to it very often, but it was we did for several years, we did a panel, a live show at JoeCon. And one year, it was the second year we did a live panel with Joe Colton. They asked her to do a cosplay panel. And so she comes to me about 10 minutes before her panel starts. And she's like, I'm really nervous. I need your help with something. So I'm like, okay. I'm figuring that she's going to ask me to help moderate her panel. Like I figured that she put a situation where I'm just there to do all the introductions, and I'll ask a couple of real basic questions to her, and she'll start talking about what she does. That's not what she wants me to do. She wants me to sit in the audience and heckle her. This was a request. She asked me, she's like, hey, so could you sit in the front row and just yell stuff at me sometimes and kind of break the tension? And I look back at her, just dumbfounded. You want me to heckle you? Is that what you want me to do? And she's like, yeah, heckle. Is that what it's called? It's like, it's not a good thing, dear. No, right. I don't want to do that. So anyways, because I'm a good friend. You ever
watch The Muppet Show?
Right. Because I'm a good friend, I do it. Like I'm trying not to be super obnoxious and obtrusive about it. I'm just a little jab here, a little line there. And I do it once and I turn around and I'm getting struck. Like I'm getting hit repeatedly in the shoulder. And I turn around to see who's doing that. And it's Morgan Lofting. And so Morgan Lofting always looking out for, she may have played the Baroness, but she's looking out for the good guys. She just wasn't quite informed in that particular case. I just kind of put my hands up. I was like, she asked me to do this. Stop it. Stop hitting me. Stop hitting me.
I assume you were going with the classic, no batter, no batter, no batter.
Right. Matt Rubin says it may be a contract thing where they can't do a show without breaching a contract with said agent. I mean, that's true. Mm-hmm. It's just, we go the problem is when a lot of times when we try to go through those agents, they just don't get the request, or there's too many requests, or they don't answer the request, and so it's a hassle. Mm-hmm. That's the problem. It adds a layer of bureaucracy to it that wasn't there 10 years ago, 5 years ago, even 3 years ago. It makes it very difficult. I know we've been asked a couple of times, hey, how come you don't have guests that often anymore? And well, that's kind of the reason. It's too big of an industry for our little slime show.
That's my goal right now in life, is to become either a layer of bureaucracy or an influencer. We'll see.
But hey, the more of you that subscribe.
Oh,
right. Or I should say, the more of you, Rob, we should say that the more of you that share us in your various social media channels, like 5 of you shared the show last week, which is great. I appreciate the 5 of you that did, but man, get us in your Facebook groups, get us in your what's it called? Your Reddit pages, basically wherever you do social media. What's on Joe Mind in there? It's one thing if I share it. That's just an easy way for us to get frozen out because they hate it when the show creators spam with their events. But if you guys do it,
You can do it.
they love that.
Now all of a sudden we're the devil on the people's court. Watch us, worship us.
My entire existence can be
Down
summarized.
to me.
My entire existence can be summarized as I'm the dude in the red suit on your left shoulder.
There you go.
That is my job in life.
Sunday.
Something like that.
Kool-Aid
I
Man?
don't know how Sun Devil I am, but I'm more Lava Bear.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. So you're more Ryan Longwell than Hubie Brooks. I'm down with it.
I don't know. I kind of like Hubie Brooks. He was a good player.
Nothing wrong with Hubie Brooks or Bob Horner
I'm definitely Bob Horner.
or Ian Kinsler. Just saying.
He was far too athletic to be me.
But Bob Horner just about perfect.
If I drop about 20 pounds, Bob Horner.
I always figured Bob Horner
Balls.
probably had mustard on the bat somehow.
Not pine tar, mustard,
Barbecue sauce.
Yeah, that's probably true.
mayonnaise.
Anyways. And that's it for community calendar, I think. Yeah, that's it. So again, if you've got a show, send it to us at whatsonjoemind@gmail.com. Didn't hear about Owensboro from Andrew Garrison, which was kind of a surprise.
Ooh.
But he's normally on top of all things Indiana, Ohio, and Kentucky. But what can you do?
Dustin Jeffrey with the win down there.
Man's got a life.
Run, Balboni, you fat.
Steve, bye-bye Balboni.
Old Letterman gag.
That's it. That's it for community calendar.
I don't like where this is going.
Community calendar.
The 405 jam! She knows. It's that time. I'm Joe Michael. I'm your host, my dear Aaron.
Hope to never experience that again.
That is like an episode of 12 Ounce Mouse.
It's nice having Joe back on the show.
Right. That's one of my favorites right there. We hit two of my all-time favorites in tonight's intro and outro. So I'm pleased.
I am proud of the cold intro, the cold open on the outro of I don't like where this is going.
Right.
I don't know.
Right.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Right. Oh hell. Yeah, there we go. What's on Toe Mind? That's about right. She's never coming back. She's gonna hold that. She's secretly holding that against me. I know. I just know.
It's probably not that secretly.
No, probably not. Anyways, it's time for the news. Yay! First news item. Last time we'll be talking about this one because it stops funding on October 9th. But so we'll just say funding through the 8th. Get this taken care of before the weekend is up. Chapter 13, Volume 13 of Creating G.I. Joe is still funding. I believe it has funded, so you can pledge with confidence. It's all about stretch goals at this point. Head over to Kickstarter. Type in Creating G.I. Joe. This will come right up for you. Check that out. I believe there are packages where you can both pledge for the new book and pick up some past volumes if you missed out on previous campaigns. But do it. It's a great resource. Lots of pre-production information about your favorite line from 1982 to 1994.
It has funded.
Get some. Or get some more. I don't know.
Dr. No Good asks, what drugs did you have to take to make that? Referring to our community calendar outro. We don't make those.
Ask AbsorbVids.
Yeah, AbsorbVids, who is usually in the chat. I don't believe we've seen him tonight. He makes damn near all of them. We got one from James Booth, former co-host of the show. Guest host of the show, I should say. But that's it. He's done the other 14 or 15 or whatever it is we got now. He's written a bunch that take place after the Joe Colton return. We just have to get Joe Colton back on the program. That opens the floodgate for a whole new batch of Absorb Vids intros.
These ones, I'm sure, are a little more down to earth and easy to understand.
Yeah, the quiet, reserved kind of Howard's End period of his work.
Classy, yeah, Victorian almost.
They are a little more plot heavy.
Very respectful.
A little more plot. There he is. There you go. OJ and baby leaf spinach. So I don't know what that means even, but he's here.
I'm going to go with OJ if that's a fight. But
I don't know. Is it OJ Simpson? Because if it is, I'm going with baby leaf spinach.
really?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Anyways, creating G.I. Joe funding through October 9th at 3 a.m. Eastern time. So, again, take care of it before the weekend's over. And just save yourself the heartache of going on the day of the 9th and finding that it funded without you.
You want to wake up at 3:02 in a cold sweat and go, oh, my God.
Oh, Jesus, no!
If you scream at 3 a.m., only Mike hears you.
Right, because I'm up.
Mike's up.
Ugh.
Mike's like, what the hell? I'm trying to eat lunch.
Right? No, lunch is over by then. We're well into the I'm not eating
Snacky
anything else
time.
for the night. No, I'm done. I'm done. I don't eat nothing after 2 a.m.
3 a.m. is when you're watching that real Ghostbusters marathon, right?
I did watch Real Ghostbusters. I watched all of them this past really when I first started working overnight. So it was spring into summer.
Is that the one with the gorilla, or do I have that backwards?
You have that backwards.
Okay.
Real Ghostbusters is based on the movie.
Okay. And the other one was just Ghostbusters because I happen to have a trademark.
Right. Ghostbusters because we've got the rights to the old Larry Storch show from the 70s.
That nobody liked.
I mean, somebody must have liked it.
Heard Forrest Tucker was all over it, man.
Right. I mean, Larry Storch, Forrest Tucker, and a dude in a gorilla suit with a couple of guest appearances by Ted Knight. I mean, that's a show right there. I hate to break it to you.
Yes, it is a show.
That's a show.
I believe they called it every other episode of F Troop. But anyway,
I prefer Bill Lane Beer in a sleeve stack suit. I heard that they only had 3 sleeve stack suits for Land of the Lost. So whenever the humans would run from them, it was always kind of comical because there was like a family of 4 or 5, right? And there were only 3 sleeve stacks. So I'm like, you should just go NWO on them, right? At one point, just be like, you know what?
Just everybody jumps out. They're hiding behind a rock and just hitting sleeve stacks with a folding chair.
Ted, we got to run. It's the sleeve stacks. I got an idea, Margaret. How about this week we just kick the hell out of some sleeve stacks?
Come on, man. It was Marshall, Will, and Holly.
Man, was it? Oh, man, I don't remember that.
It's in the theme song, Mark. Come on.
I don't remember. That was a long time
They were
ago.
on a routine expedition.
I just remember the special effects were incredible.
Stunning.
Hey, for live action on Saturday morning in the 60s, top notch.
With
Early
Bill Lane Beer in a sleeve stack suit going.
They had a fog machine and everything. Next news item.
Doo-doo.
Also on Kickstarter, it's our good friends Brian Hickey and Patty Lennon, funding through the 22nd of October. It's Total Hacks 2. That is the chronicling and cataloging of the later years of Boss Fight Studios' breakout toy line hit, Vitruvian Hacks.
Featuring the fill-in substitute teacher figure.
Right.
See if you can find him.
He's right there. It's about as, if the 2 wasn't front and center, he's the next most identifiable thing on the page.
Here's a hint. He's by the half-elf rogue cosplay.
Right. But part of this campaign, there is an exclusive Vitruvian Hacks figure So if you're interested in if you're collecting that line, you definitely want to check into this book because they got something there that you're not going to be able to get anywhere else.
It's the substitute teacher with a mug of bourboned up coffee, shall we say?
I like how you went with bourboned up as opposed to making the standard racial insult that.
Yeah, well,
that's out there. I think part of our audience appreciates that, and the other part doesn't know what I'm talking about. So.
Yes.
Torpedo Mike asks, next to the Dan Larson figure. I think we were referring to the Dan Larson
figure.
I believe that is what you are looking for there, Torpedo Mike. That's the one. But so again, head over to Kickstarter, type in Total Hacks, pick up a book by our favorite Total Hacks, Brian and Patty. Still funding. That is going through October 22nd. You know the quality of the work those guys do. You've seen the Action Force books. You've seen the G.I. Joe Retaliation book that they've done. This is going to be along those same lines. Belongs on your coffee table next to all the others. Matt Rubin notes bourboned up. I may have to add that to my social media profiles.
Right. It goes with Ewan's bourbon.
Bourbon.
Bourboned up.
Bourbon.
Brownest of
the
the
brown
brown
liquors.
Ewan's bourboned up. You got that right.
I bet that's a common saying in Kentucky, I'm sure.
Probably.
Ewan's bourboned up there.
Yep.
Cletus.
You betcha.
Anyway. So again, head over to Kickstarter. Total Hacks 2. Get on it. Next news item.
Doo-doo.
There we go. Got a little bit of review from New York Toy Fair. Not a ton of G.I. Joe news coming out this past week. Michael Johnson notes, I had the bourboned up computer professor in high school, as did we all.
That's a good class.
If you went to high school in the mid 80s through the mid 90s, that was your guy. Nothing new to show that there are actually pictures of. But 3-0 showed off their 1/12 figures. Trick or Treat Studio showed off those ornaments, that Cobra Commander Snake Eyes ornaments that we showed you a couple weeks ago. Super 7 showed off its next wave of Ultimates and its reaction figures. McFarlane announced they'll be doing a G.I. Joe and Transformers Page Punchers line. I believe it was Duke and Snake Eyes on one, and Cobra Commander and a Crimson Guard on the other one. Those are in the 3-inch scale. There are no pictures of those. McFarlane was not allowing pictures at their panel.
I know a guy.
So past that, no real big G.I. Joe news coming out of New York Toy Fair, but that's okay. How much more do we need? We just got through Hasbro PulseCon.
Yeah.
Michael Gene Fleming notes, for people like me who came late to Brian and Patty's books, not Lenny, but Patty.
Lenny, what are you doing?
Right. It sounds like we're insulting the Irish, but his name is actually Patty. There is also an extremely limited number of Volume 1 available as an add-on. So right there, if you don't have Volume 1, you're like, oh, I don't need Volume 2. I don't have Volume 1. Well, there's your opportunity right there. Thank you, Michael Gene Fleming.
Lennon is the fake name, right? Isn't it really like O'Shaughnessy or something?
No, that's the name that I'm using for my my Irish-themed Americana restaurant.
Nice.
You know, it's going to be the if you ever see PJ Mick O'Shaughnessy's,
Slancha.
That's my restaurant.
Miko Slancha. It's going to be great.
It's right next to Bill and Finn McQuinn's home improvement store.
Right. We serve cheap bourbon and hot onion rings.
Ooh, I like it. Don't get those backwards.
Hot bourbon and cheap onion rings.
Yeah, not as good.
No, but not that bad either.
Half price though, so
that's our happy hour special.
Right.
Oh goodness. But yeah, so nothing super new, just that McFarlane one, and there's no pictures to share. So we did decide to give one picture The folks at Toy Ark did take another picture of the G.I. Joe Cobra mothership here. You can see Cobra Commanders riding on top of it like a kid on one of those bouncy horses outside the supermarket.
That is not where the pilot sits.
No, it is not. But they're showing a few more details here and there. We will catch all the details, I think, October 22. Head over to super7store.com/GI Joe Mothership. That's going to eventually be their base for it. Their online home for this project. There's not a whole lot there now. Just, keep it bookmarked.
There was a good exploded bit I saw going around that showed the interior. It was pretty awesome.
Or, the beginnings of the interior. You saw where those panels come off.
Yeah.
They don't show you a bunch of they don't show you a whole lot of the internal stuff. But
that's what we were talking about was, there better be a lot on the inside because there aren't a lot of gunner stations or anything here outside to get too worked up about.
No, it's I thought it was interesting too in this shot here was I used this one because it's also got a little Super 7 trouble bubble, which is kind of neat.
Mm-hmm.
So again, if this stuff fits my old school 3 3/4 Joes, I'd rather track some of those trouble bubbles down than try and get some of the old ones.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I save my pocket a little bit.
I don't like trouble bubbles, but I collect the air mines.
They like to sit around and not be fun.
Yes.
Rachel Salinas says, unless your name is Cross Country, that's not where the pilot sits.
Right.
I mean, there you go, right there.
You look like Cobra Commander's going, now I have finished my Cobra slide.
At last, our Cobra theme park can be completed.
Sounds like a really bad Deke episode. Catch me, road pig.
Right. He
slides as opposed to all those good Deke episodes.
Yeah.
He slides off the front of that. You know who's catching him? Footloose with his amazing strength.
Oh, that's right. Footloose's big A+ Hollywood turn. Here I come with diaper crotch.
You leave Footloose alone.
Big old diaper crotch.
Matt Rubin says Brian Flynn said they're going to show the insides of the Flying Fortress at New York Comic Con since it's a week or two away. Well, there you go.
Yep.
Okay. Firefly says, hey, Pigskin Commandos is gold turds. There are some Deke episodes that are worse than others, but I dare say that none of them are particularly good.
Yeah.
So like the best they get up to is okay in a couple of them, but
watchable.
All right.
That one didn't suck as hard as the rest.
Yeah, that first season of Deke, there's nothing that'll induce nausea. But I wouldn't call any of it can't miss TV. But that second season, ooh boy. Ooh, Nelly. Anyhow, so again, check out super7store.com/GI Joe Mothership. That'll be where they base this out. All the information on that. We'll know more in a week or two after New York Comic Con.
I've been fighting baseball fans online all week.
Sorry.
So Nomad's Wanderings interaction with Matt Rubin over there, I thought he was talking to me. He said the fact checking is a bit off mark. I thought he said the fact checking is a bit off, mark.
Yeah,
and
no.
I'm like, immediately, I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? He's not even talking to me.
It's gonna throw down.
I'm just in fight mode.
He's just
because of Tony Womack and Andrew Jones. That's bad.
You hear a bell, you're just gonna start swinging.
Tony
so
Womack.
who's starting a fight over Tony Womack?
Diamondback fans don't want Jay Bell as their all-time shortstop. They want Tony Womack or Stephen Drew. Like,
I don't know why you. Anyway, moving
page
on.
clicks, baby.
Next news item.
Do. You ready for it? Do.
What are you pointing at with that one?
It was going up. Do.
It's just a flourish.
Oh no.
So yeah, here's stuff you didn't know you needed, and you probably don't.
Oh no. no.
But somewhere in the last couple of weeks, we all got old because Bradford Exchange is doing G.I. Joe stuff now. You know
Oh,
them. They're the stuff
no.
that tried to sell tchotchkes to your parents. Well, now they're coming for us. These illuminated sculptures, and you've got their first wave available there. That's Duke and Cobra Commander and Snake Eyes. $59.99 a piece. Oh dear God! Why would you? Look, we don't really I really don't like being this negative, but what is the point of this? As we say in the thumbnail, what is this and who is it for?
Oh, I know they're going to sell at least one Duke,
Maybe
but she's not going to be happy about it.
uh,
That's one of those hate purchases where you're like, ugh,
yeah.
fine.
Yeah, I mean, Torpedo Mike with the valid question. What? No Franklin Mint plates? Right? I mean, that's what we're next.
Yeah.
It's
Done by Norman Rockwell.
yeah.
This one gets the butt head. Oh no.
Matt Rubin asks, how large are these?
Too big.
Yeah, I don't know. I would recommend going to bradfordexchange.com and checking that out yourself.
How does that matter?
Right? If you're just look, man, I'm not here to tell Matt Rubin how to spend his money.
No, I'm just saying, what if you were on the fence on these, how would scale change your mind?
I don't know. I don't know.
If you got space.
I mean, we know they're $60, right? So what if I told you these were 4 feet tall?
They're $60 each.
It wouldn't make them. It wouldn't change what they look like.
No, they're still not good. It's just I don't. What's happening here?
I like that Duke colored his grenade green because he kept throwing it at people and needed, or gold because he kept throwing it at people on accident and he needed to remind himself.
Right.
Dangerous. Don't do that.
He kept throwing the canteen because it was the same color.
Right.
Ow.
Who throws a canteen? Honestly, you fight like a woman.
You just see some Cobra Viper popping out of a foxhole. You dick!
Did you just throw a canteen at me?
It had water in it. It was frozen.
Full of Duke Scotch.
They're going to make a Mickey Mouse Cobra Commander repaint and sell it through Network.
Draws 7 inches tall, according to Sir James. Draws Walker notes that those look like bookends, and I think that's being kind. The backdrop is far too busy to be putting that cutout up in front. None of this is good. This is no good. And they want $60 a pop. That's not even the worst of it though. Because I needed the description to tell me what this was.
Oh God. We kind of saw this, I think. I remember the nicest thing I could say was Scarlett's right-handed. So.
Right. This popped up right as the show was going on last week, so I didn't get a chance to get it in there. But it's got the dangly Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow, so I put a little kitty in there to bat at it because that's what's going to happen. This one got the official Deke Lady J shrug emoji here. But yeah, if this clock, and apparently it's a clock, is more your style, that's $179.99. Also at the Bradford Exchange. Josiah Alcorn is apparently having a stroke. That's what.
Yeah, I was looking at that.
That's what Bradford Exchange has done for him. I'll
right.
just put his comment. Period. My in. Yo, is
cat? I mean, is a cat walking across the keyboard? What's happening?
I mean, wow. I'm concerned.
The nice thing about this one is on the hour, it actually rings out audibly, so to remind yourself of all the money you wasted on.
Right. You just blew $180.
Holy.
Pollock Boylan, welcome to the show. That's a new name. Super 7 reaction doesn't seem so expensive now.
I got to give it up to my boy Snake Eyes for being the baddest ninja in the planet because he can kneel midair. Good for him.
Well, I mean, I'm sure that he's just jumping. He leapt off the cat.
I guess that's true.
I enjoy the little kitty. I used him in the thumbnail too.
This is bad.
Ooh.
This is really bad.
It's 1:15 Destro o'clock.
Half-assed Destro.
Jeff Butler with a line rather.
Destro clock.
Destro clock.
Ooh,
Destro clock.
Yeah.
Greg Augustin's in. Clock will measure approximately 17 inches in height. That's 43.2 centimeters for those of you dealing with metrics.
Right. I like that they got Cobra Commander's little half blue cape that he's so well known for, correct?
Look, all I can say is, at some point last night, this horrified Mike so much, it took his mind off of the horror we were witnessing on the football game field.
Yeah, this made the Giants' offense look fantastic.
Yeah. Mike Layton says every hour it explains why you're divorced.
Or still alone.
Oh, goodness. I mean, really, when the pictures of this first came up, I didn't even see the clock. Like, I really, it's that, like the Joes in the back kind of crowded out, and then you got the Cobras in front blocking a good chunk of said clock. Okay, sure. This is awful. This is awful. I know we try not to be super negative here, but wow, definitely not getting the old "What's on Joe Mind" seal of approval. The Bradford Exchange illuminated sculptural wall clock for $179.99.
This is the answer to what to get for the Joe fan who has everything. Get them this, and then they'll be mad that they have everything.
They'll be mad they have everything.
How to break that completist bug with someone.
Greg Augustin says, Bradford site says, reserve yours now, risk-free. Handcrafting begins only if sufficient demand is met. Okay.
I feel bad for the handcrafter out there who's checking his email every morning going, is today the day? No, it isn't. Tomorrow doesn't look good either.
Jeff Butler says, it was either this or G.I. Joe collector plates, right? I'd rather have the plates. I'd rather have the plates because, frankly, if you gave me a collector plate, I'd at least know what it was.
But not what it's for.
This I needed hints on this. And then there's these dangling Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes.
The counterweights, yeah.
Counterweights / clockticles.
You know this concept was in like Current magazine in 1984, but it was Sound of Music, right? Like, come on.
Yeah.
Again, they got our parents, and now they're coming for us.
It just shows. It just makes me feel old. Makes me feel old. Now they're targeting me with this.
Firefly says,
"No,
pre-order this.
You're the one.
You're keeping that one guy. You're keeping that sculptor's hopes alive."
Now you've given us a window into your personal life. Independently wealthy, because ain't nobody dropping 180 on this because they like it.
Don't do it, no.
Oh, and I mean, even the it's the same old characters. Like, we're not even getting anything new there. It's the big four Joes and the big four Cobras, and
well, maybe they can handcraft you a tunnel rat. I don't know.
That'd be awesome if hanging from the bottom it was like Eco Warriors Flint and Toxo Zombie.
It could be like the card art for Airborne.
I would give them credit for being ballsy if they did that, but
right.
Look out in the back, it's Scarlet, Duke, and Robo Joe.
Craig Cohan says, I was hoping for a chessboard like the old Civil War one.
I'd do that. That's got some style. But...
Yeah, Toy Bounty Hunters laments that we don't have a commemorative G.I. Joe chess set. No, we got to get this damn thing.
That's right.
Jeff Butler coming up next, Outback and Range Viper Rain Cage.
That'd be good.
I can hardly wait for the Raptor bird feeder.
Dude, Viper Scouts got it dead on here.
Right. Stretch goal, they replace Scarlet with Glenda.
And it'll sink it. Pre-orders will die.
Right. Because as we know, Glenda killed the line.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Killed the line, that Glenda.
Killed that Dragonfly dead.
Baroness out, Techno.
Josiah Alcorn still struggling. No one has gotten help for Josiah Alcorn.
We got to get off this story before he starts to lose function.
We're gonna have to do a wellness check on Josiah.
Yeah, Mark, you might want to go ahead and just call 911 for his area code, please. He's one of our swear jarriers. We need him.
Yeah, we're down one. Well, we need him, or we need someone to replace him. Because I'm not sure there's a rebound here.
Right.
So bad.
Oh. Firefly says, I also have the Snake Eyes movie medal for Runners Club. I like mundane, weird, exclusive. Well, mundane and weird exclusive is more power to you, sir. More power to you. Again, we're not telling you what to buy. We're just telling you that no way would I buy this.
We're just telling you that we're not.
Right. No way would I personally be signing up for this Bradford Exchange clock.
If you
As
know
noted
someone,
in the thumbnail, what is this and who is it for?
if
The
you know-
answer
For Firefly.
for
Yeah.
Firefly.
if you know someone who loves G.I. Joe and you don't like them, get them this.
If you got a couple $100 laying around, because I'm sure
Yeah.
shipping will push it over 200.
Oh, yeah. Because if it arrives broke, you're hosed. Because they're only building them to order, I'm pretty sure. There's no backstock on this.
Oh. Andrew Gaugan says, we're not telling you what to buy, but what's on Joe mind with? No, we're not going to even judge, really.
Yeah.
We just, no.
If you buy this, you know you screwed up. You don't need us to tell you.
Craig Cohen asks, I add to the swear jar? Yes, you can by following the coffee link down below. If you're a monthly contributor, you get your name in our closing credits, and you're referred to as one of the swear jarriers.
You know how we said we weren't going to go 2.5 hours this week?
We lied.
We just spent 40 minutes on this clock.
Right.
We're the ones who need to get checked.
Next news item.
Moving on.
Do.
That's right. We got Walmart Collector Con coming up. We get a sneak preview on the 5th. And they're even advertising G.I. Joe here, but expect the pre-orders for Shadow Tracker and Wolf Spider, because we've seen images of those figures out and about, and they're Night Force, so they're Walmart exclusives. Tiger Force Toll Booth is unlikely, but possibly more. You never know with these things.
But
they
Night
maybe
Force Toll Booth.
Night Force Toll Booth with a black helmet.
I'll be mad. They do Night Force Toll Booth before Tiger Force Toll Booth.
Yeah. What the
I'll be
hell?
mad.
What the hell?
You'd be all over it, you know it.
Dude, I can't wait for that HasLab bridge layer. It'd be incredible.
That would be incredible, frankly. If they made something where the little mechanism worked, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Not going to happen. Firefly asked, aren't you going to talk about the really weird Bradford Exchange G.I. Joe train? No.
Well, we got to look that up.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
No. No. I didn't know how long it was there. I don't want to go back and dig up stuff that isn't necessarily news.
Have fun with your train, Sheldon.
Easy now.
What?
Yeah, it's just
Easy now.
Thanks for having my back.
He's also one of our swear jarriers. You got to be careful.
I know. He's thick-skinned. He can handle it.
Diana Davis notes, I can't imagine how expensive it is to collect Walmarts. That's true. So yeah, well, the fun part of this is they're showing them off on the 5th, and then they're available for pre-order on the 13th. So yeah, we'll know what's coming, and then we'll have to sit on it for a week.
And then my empty box comes 6 months later.
Right.
I saw a video this week. It couldn't be more Walmart. It was a old guy claiming to be an MMA trainer challenging Jeff Hardy to a fight in a Walmart. And I'm like, it's perfect. I don't know how I didn't find this before, right?
Sounds about right.
Was it in Beech Grove, Indiana?
Sounds like a Monday, right? Just like, okay.
Sounds like a Monday in North Carolina. But yeah, good times. This will certainly be more interesting. Again, I question the timing of all these different events. You'd think they would just toss it out there and let you pre-order it all in one fell swoop, but apparently not.
I think they're trying to time it so they all come out next September.
Michael Johnson must be new. He asked,
Yeah.
Did this actually happen to you? Empty box, Rack Time Rob?
Yes.
Yeah.
Walmart sent me an empty box.
That was the carded Scarlet, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But they sent an empty box. We used to have the empty box. We kept it around for a while. I think it was purged in the move.
Oh, that was a classic.
Yeah, it's okay.
You can fake it. No one will know.
Yeah, right. Any empty box will do, so long as it doesn't have a Target logo on it. Mike Layton asks, "Where's the swear jar link? I feel like that clock deserves more." It's down below. The coffee link down below. It's right there. Oh goodness. But Viper Scout says, "I saw two kids doing an RKO at a basketball game because Randy Orton was there. He seemed to get a kick out of it. I imagine he would.
Especially when the one kid broke the other's neck.
Right.
If you can't take a diamond cutter, there's no hope for you.
Can't wait for Orton to come back and turn on Riddle.
Right.
Wait.
Wherever that may be.
Right.
Wherever that may be.
Anyhow. Next news item.
Doo-doo.
Oh, no, we're done.
That's it.
Remember to check out the 3D Joe or the G.I. Joe 3D printing podcast. Oh, I'm taking two great tastes and combining them like chocolate and peanut butter.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, they'll have Chunky Tank Kitty news before you know it, as they are the proud sponsors of Chunky Tank Kitty and his Meowler Tank. Speaking of sponsors, let's take a moment here. Check in with our good friends at Kokomo Toys.
We buy, sell, and trade vintage and modern toys. G.I. Joe, Star Wars, Transformers, Marvel, DC, and more. Located in beautiful downtown Kokomo, Indiana, we are open every Wednesday through Saturday from 12 to 5. It's a theme park of nostalgia. Join the thousands of people who have traveled from all over the Midwest for over a decade to buy and sell with us. Get your geek on.
There we go. There's Firefly for you. Here's why I can afford the clock. I don't collect classified. Yeah, you know what? That's fair because good Lord, classified has stacked it up in the last couple of weeks. Good God.
Hard stop though? Like not even the new Firefly figure?
I mean, I don't think any of it is that hard and fast, but
just saying.
Craig Cohan asks, may I do a shameless self-plug? Tomorrow, I turn 50. Happy birthday. I got my USS flag this summer. I was the first to purchase a Staff Sergeant C-Nug shirt and photo it. Bored. Watched I bought toys today. Love this show, Yo Joe. Well, we appreciate that, Craig Cohan.
We're What's on Joe Mind, and we approve this message.
Josiah Alcorn is fine. I'm okay, guys. It could have been worse. I used to write erotic fan fiction on my old phone, so we dodged a bullet with the autocorrect function algorithm. I would say so. I'd say you owe us more than the few dollars a month that you pledged to the swear jar, if that's the case.
I'm not sure I believe the used to part, but okay.
Right. But I do want to introduce a new segment here, and that's This Week in Facebook. I don't have theme music here for it because I didn't plan that far ahead.
But Absorb Vids can help us with that.
Probably. For now, I'll just give it the old...
No.
Kabong!
Just give it the trumpet flare. Anyhow, This Week in Facebook. As you can see, the honcho.
Look at that.
Wishing his daughter Biz a happy 14th birthday. You can see the stack of presents there. And because no one escapes what's on Joe Mind, Joel McMullen is there to post a photo of Mad Marauders Barbecue. That takes first place
on
Facebook this week.
No.
Well done, Crocodile Joel McMullen. Well done.
By the way, tangential story. Remember the guy who was looking for one and mentioned it on the show?
Yes.
And I'm like, yo, man, slide into the DMs. Let's make a deal happen. And we were able to get connected. I gave him a screaming deal. He agreed on it. I said, I got to find it. Went and found it. Wrote him back. Said, just PayPal good? He said, PayPal good. I said, great. Here's the PayPal address. What's your address? Radio silence.
Oh man.
Oh no.
Yeah. So I'm not opening it up yet, but I'm just saying there's a chance this might be back on the market.
Of course it is.
Imagine that. Somebody left it in their cart.
He came to his senses.
Man.
We need to turn this into like a charity raffle or something.
Telling you, like, come on. I got a new one. I somehow got 2 cover girls. Story of my life.
Hey.
So I got a deal on the table because I could use an extra Lady J figure for a Lazy Bastard custom. And that one's on the table too. Come on now.
Extra cover girl. I think we can figure that out because
Okay.
I need to send one of those to Godso.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, that absolutely.
All right. Well, if he doesn't step up, fine. Because I happen to have a surprise eel arrival this week that I could use some karma, get back to normal on.
Right. It is on its way. Did I not send you the?
No, I got it.
Okay. All right.
It's up there. It's on
All
the
right.
top shelf. It's hard
All
to
right.
see.
All right. So let's we'll roll into what we got in. We'll try and get out of here early tonight.
Ooh.
Start with you, Rack Time, Rob.
I got a bunch of stuff.
All right. Let me get you in the big window. There we go. There's big window.
All right. Well, let's see. From the Target, I have Python Patrol Vipra.
Ooh, nice.
Missing her mask, which was not in the package.
What?
Yep.
I can't believe Target would screw up something like that.
Well, it wasn't Target. Basically, I mean, it was the sealed accessories bag. It was not included in
Where did it come from, though?
from Target. But
So who are you going to complain to?
I don't even know if I care about the damn mask.
He already sent off an email that started "Dear Hasbro."
Yeah.
Right. Seriously, though, if you write to Hasbro, they'll probably just send you one and say, keep that one.
Yeah.
Because honestly, we take Hasbro to task when they deserve it, but their customer service is through the roof good.
Yeah,
And
they
then we have,
they generally make it right when they have to make it right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We have Low Light.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. And speaking of along those lines, don't panic if you open Low Light. All of his rifle stuff is probably packed in his rifle bag. So
Oh, okay.
All right.
Did you have a panic moment?
I was like, "Oh, you got to be kidding me!" I said, "Well, let me open the bag first." Oh, there it all is. All right.
Okay.
And Tunnel Rat. Woohoo!
He just showed up today.
Yeah. I just got these today. And
Batman. No.
somebody who bought a clock. So, there we go.
Firefly says, Honcho, if my Hasbro customer service experience is correct, they'll actually send you a retro Destro you didn't ask for with a wrong. It moved along too quick with a bent card. Okay.
No. Well, my experience with Hasbro customer service has been phenomenal. So
Right.
I always give them kudos.
Right.
Personal experiences may differ.
What else you got, Rob? Anything new from other lines, or is that it?
No, that's it. That's it.
I can't keep track. I can't keep track of what I got, let alone what you get.
Yeah.
I wait for it to show up on the front doorstep, and I just kick it in the door. That's all I do.
Doesn't Rob if you guys order the same thing, doesn't Rob usually get it first?
Yes.
Yeah, his stuff beat mine by a couple days this time.
Ooh. How'd that feel?
I don't remember. I don't know. I haven't opened any of it yet because my sleep
Right.
schedule's been so off this week.
Ha, I got it first. Not going to open it for a week.
Right. If maybe longer.
Right.
When did you get yours? Like what, Saturday?
Low Light was Saturday. Yeah. Low Light was and Firefly were Saturday. Tunnel Rat just showed up today. But how about you, Mark?
I got in like it was pile of loot delivery week. So I got in so much stuff.
We
Like,
knew it was coming.
It's only like 3 times a year. So it is like Redhead Christmas. But everything I got in is stuff everybody else has had for months, right? Like it's nothing to crow about. It's all the stuff, I put some of it up there. And the one that missed the boat was Tunnel Rat. I just got the notice like right after I shipped it. They're like, Tunnel Rat is arriving, and I'm like, yeah, he's the last one on the dock, right? Hey guys.
Hey, wait a minute.
See you in
You're
4.
gonna hold the bus.
See you in 4 months, Tunnel Rat. Sorry about that. But of the bit, something I collect very, very rarely. I had an old 6-inch WWF ring. Used to have it up actually at McFarland and in my house at one point. And you had to be one of my very favorite wrestlers to get in the ring. Like, I'm kind of selective. I'm building like a battle royal of my favorite guys over the years. And there hasn't been anybody since Neville who I've liked enough as a pro wrestler to go, you know what, I could use one of those. But they had Finn Balor half price somewhere.
Oh, there you go.
And I like Balor a lot. And
if you don't like Finn Balor as a wrestler, you don't like wrestling.
Exactly, right? But I really, really like that WWE offers this version, right? Because nothing looks worse with a brutal chest cut than a bare chest.
Right.
So I love these versions. So I'm down with that. Happy to have Finn here. And then the one thing from the pile of loot that I got that I want to show off, not that everybody doesn't have it, but scrap iron. But
Droney.
Look at this. I got to get in the right spot. Look at the little bump. Look at the little nub. Look at the little protrusion right after the E.
Okay.
Which I'm going to assume is from the drone, right? It's
Probably,
round.
yeah.
I hope.
It's like a neck nub almost for a gigantic robot, but
looks like
yes, it is. It's
looks like that
right
little sensor housing on the top. Yeah.
Yeah. So I wrote back to Big Bad Toy Store where I get most of my toys online, and their customer service, the few times I've needed it, has always been top notch. And so I said, hey, this is how it arrived. I sent 2 good photos of it. I said, can I send it back and get a replacement that isn't slightly damaged? And they said, we're really sorry. Most of our stock came that way. So it isn't a Weber thing. It's a Hasbro thing. And they don't have any left that aren't damaged. So they said, you can send it back for a refund, a full refund if you like, but we don't have any undamaged stock to swap it out for, which is fair. That's not on them. They offered me full money back. I'll keep it. I don't not need it. Generally, I'm an opener. I just haven't opened things in a long time. But I didn't know that this was a regular problem. But apparently it is, at least for Big Bad Toy Store stock.
All right.
So there you go. Jeff Butler's
on the store shelves. I haven't noticed that on the store shelves. But
I
haven't
going to
yeah.
Before we get into another, there was a legitimate question back here. Cheapest Big Spender asks, why are just the code names on the front, no more full names? I'm guessing that you're referring to the Joe code names, and I think it's if they can get away with just using the code name, that's what they're going to do. When you see the full name, it's because they don't hold the trademark. Yeah, they don't hold the trademark on the code name by itself.
That's 100% right. When I would send stuff up to legal for to do the check, like for Grunt, I would ask for Grunt. There was room for 3 on the form, so I would ask for Grunt. I would ask for Sergeant Grunt. I would ask for Robert Grunt Graves. And then they would try to fill it from, the thing you want most. If that's not available, they go to 2, they go to 3. And if you couldn't get any of the 3, you were pretty much done. So that's how it worked back in the day. I'm sure it's not that different.
Jeff Butler's drone nub protruded too.
Sounds like a personal problem.
Right.
I appreciate the backup.
It's more of a personal issue there. But
some people name theirs, but hardly anybody names theirs drone nub. Just saying.
Droney and nub.
How you doing, sweetheart? How'd you like to be drone nub?
Oh, and of course, as it's time for what we got in, that means we got to do that segment within a segment. Nothing new. Same as last week. Happens sometimes.
Bait and switch.
Kinda. I just like playing the intro.
That's fine.
If somebody's going to send me a graphic, I try to use the graphic. That's our good friend Chad LaForce there who sent me that one. So I try to get it in the show. But anyways. Anthony Romo asked, what's going on, guys? Well, hey, we're only an hour and a half in, but you know what that means? It means we got to start over.
All right, let me check the transcript.
Right.
Who started? Oh.
Anyways.
It makes the decision to go with the short intro that much better if we're going to reuse it.
I love that gag. I will reuse that gag every time. Love it. But it's time for shout-outs. Rock Time Rob, why don't you go ahead and give it a start?
Okay, shout out first, of course, to our lovely studio audience. Thanks for tuning in every week. Shout out to my friend Greg, who just got a promotion at work. So congratulations there. And shout out to Dad. Birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday.
Ooh.
Yes, that's true. Michael Johnson, before we go any further, at the Honcho, do you think that certain characters are designed as new characters were issued as... Do you think certain characters designed as new characters, were issued as instead of existing characters, downtown being short fuse, et cetera, et cetera?
I mean, I don't have any inside info into the decision-making process back then, and I'm sure there are rabid G.I. Joe fans who've heard Kirk and the like talk about the decisions that were made back then more than I have. It's possible maybe they're just running out of military specialties, and there've been no new mortar soldiers since 1982 or 83. But I don't know. Downtown's blonde mainly, except for his eyebrows, maybe. So. It could have been.
Well, that was.
I would have gone with short fuse too, but whatever.
That was the talk on him specifically, in that he was originally pitched as a redo of short fuse, and Carson came on that one time a couple years ago, showed us those notes from Larry Hama, how he was all about redesigning old characters in new uniforms, and it didn't really work out that way as time went on, but. Yeah, so it's who knows why. It's one of those things that the last time they talked about it was 35 years ago, and nobody was taking notes in most cases, so it's tough to say. But
wasn't short fuse considered the peg warmer of the original Joes, though?
I don't know if any of them were.
Oh, I think I remember hearing Kirk mention short fuse somewhere as being one that wasn't flying off shelves. And yeah, a mortar is a bit esoteric as a weapon, right? If I'm a kid, I want the bazooka guy or the bubblegum guy.
Right. But they redid a lot of the older characters, where Grunt and Zap and Wild Bill and Cutter, and so a lot of those older characters did get redone. And then when it was time to do short fuse, they got as far as the whole through pretty much the whole way through the process, and then decided, let's call him something else. So, I
liked it when they made Flash into sci-fi.
I don't think that was what happened there, but sure.
Just saying.
Dustin Jeffrey says, my wife's birthday is tomorrow. I'm taking her to Paris as a surprise. Paris, Tennessee, that is. Well,
yeah, it's good to get out of the house.
I guess. Good luck with the divorce.
Yeah, get her a diamond cutter.
And there's other examples. Didn't Roadblock become Double Blast? Yeah, Double Blast was a name that they threw on that Roadblock figure when they realized they didn't have the rights to Roadblock anymore. Rock and Roll being renamed as Bench Press. So yeah, same there. It was going to be a Rock and Roll. They decided to throw that name on him instead. So yeah, you can say, oh, those are renames, but I like to think, hey, it's just a cheap way into a new character. So there you go.
It's fine.
We're okay with that. Downtown was really weird too, though. Yeah, that getup that they gave Downtown was not a winner.
Especially the helmet. Looked like he was going to fight. They told him he was going to fight Big Boa. And he was
it looked like a boxing training helmet. It really did.
Not exactly the top pick of '89. I think we made that official in our definitive G.I. Joe character tier of 1989. I think Downtown.
And then they gave him the sledgehammer hand cannon.
Right. Dun, da, da. Dun, da, da. Backblast is Zap, maybe. I don't think so.
No, I
'Cause
think Bill was Zap.
Right. They did Zap, so
There's
Backblast was RoboCop.
there's probably more of a case where they might have been, Bazooka might have been more Zap because that was the same specialty.
I don't have a whole
Anti-armor.
lot of vintage mint on card, but I have a Mexican Sonic Fighter Zap called Bill that I'm never getting rid of ever.
No.
I'm never opening Bill.
No, you got to keep Bill.
Gotta keep Bill.
Nombre en los Estados Unidos es Zap, para en México soy Bill.
So, yeah.
Donde es la biblioteca?
Right. And Bill, ironically, was voiced by Zap Ratner.
Right. Mi nombre, Bill.
Oh, no, a two Bill.
To Bill.
Oh, and by the way, this segment brought to you by the 405, which is still jammed.
Totally jammed.
We almost missed it this week.
Yeah.
Jeff Butler. Trust me, I know what I'm doing. Downtown.
Sledgehammer, man.
Oh, Mark Weber, shout it out.
Hey, well, it's an easy one this week. This is birthday week at the Weber household. I mean, you already saw the picture
right.
of Elizabeth. But we do it up big here because my kids are born exactly 2 days apart. So, yeah.
Just like you and your brother.
We're only 1 day apart.
Right.
So we're trying to start spacing it out in the Weber lineage. But yeah, Derek 17 on Saturday, and then Elizabeth 14 on Monday. So a good time was had by all. So happy birthday. Yeah, I know, right? Happy birthday to my kiddos. Proud of both of them.
I'm surprised you actually remembered to shout out a family milestone this week, Mark.
Yeah, whatever. Like some of my personal business is my personal business. And so,
I'm just saying it's
some people are willing characters on the show, and some people are not.
I'm not saying we needed to get the full photo menagerie, but wishing your wife a happy anniversary was not out of line, I don't think.
Yeah. I wish she had a happy anniversary. Oh, by the way, speaking of guest house, hey, let's get my cat. Oh, nope, that's just scrap iron. No Colin tonight.
No.
Nope.
That's
That's it. Birthdays are good enough for me.
All right. I'll reiterate Rob's shout out to our live studio audience. Thank you so much for tuning in. Remember, if you're here with us live, give us a thumbs up, give us a heart, give us a little huggy guy on Facebook. We love a little huggy guy. But any reaction will do the job for us. If you're catching us on YouTube, be sure you hit the little button you hit the little button to like the video, and you hit the other little button to subscribe to the channel. Because that helps us grow. We're on a pretty good run these last couple of weeks, so I must be doing something right with that, right? I don't know. There's no rhyme or reason to it. You people drive me nuts. Be sure to leave a big boy comment down below when you can. Share us in all of your social media GI Joe fun, whether that's Facebook groups or Reddit channels or what I don't know how it all works. I can't keep track of this stuff anymore.
Log in on your email machine.
Right. Social media is hard. But
hit that Google button.
All we're asking for is a couple of clicks, right? Want to give a shout out to our good friend Hooded Cobra Commander 788, who was he was chippy in the chat today.
Roaming about the chat.
He drove all the way to Dallas to get his ass kicked.
Right. He was out of town this week, and hopefully he's back doing his live stream, doing our live lead-in very soon.
He posted a video tonight. So.
Yeah, well, that's fine. It's not our live stream lead-in now, is it?
Yeah, I know.
No, it's not.
Fair.
No, it's not. Let's give a shout out to our good friends and sponsors at Kokomo Toys. Real quick, we'll sing the theme song. Kokomo Toys. Kokomo Toys. And
we should auto-tune that sometime.
Yeah, I'm sure. Look, we got a guy who likes to take our weirdness and turn it into little video clips. So We'll let him do what he can with it.
That's screaming for a music video.
With C-nuts and everything.
Absorbent says my followers hate anything other than skateboarding. Okay.
All right.
They can show us to them. If they subscribe, if they hate subscribe, that counts the same, right?
Try doing a fantasy football episode.
Yeah, we'll have them on fantasy football like nobody's business.
Or do a fantasy skateboarding, right? Like I got Christian Hosoi. How are you going to draft Hosoi in the first round? He's not even Bones Brigade.
Oh my God. I'm shocked that you had a skateboarder that wasn't Tony Hawk.
Right? Dude, Christian Hosoi, Bionic Air, baby.
Sure.
I know what I'm talking about.
If you say so.
I do want to thank Disneyland for closing and kicking Biff McConkie Dog out in time to hit the TeamStream.
Yeah.
Right? Did he show up in there somewhere?
Yeah,
Yeah.
There he is. There he is. Thanks, Biff.
He's shaking the last popcorn out of that AT-AT right now, guaranteed.
Wiping the last bit of turkey leg grease off his chin.
Right. If you got a couple of bucks laying around, can help the channel out. Our coffee account is down below. Remember, if you make a monthly subscription of at least $1, you can join the Swear Jarriers. Get your name in our closing credits with all the weirdness that we like to put in there. Usually it's the ghost technician in purple, which I still think is the best choice. Mm-hmm. He'll always be there, or he won't. If he's ever gone, he won't be gone for long. He'll always live on in our hearts.
That's right.
And that's about it. You guys got any last words?
No, I'm
anti-disestablishmentarianism.
That's a good one. No, I'm still the clock is still haunting me a little bit.
Phil says you got to ask me to be the host before I go to bed, and I'll say, look, pal, I don't tell you how to run your channel.
Right. Check back next week, Phil.
Torpedo Mike telling him to put down the churro. It's getting chippy in here for Phil. He shows up late. And crowd's going after him.
That's how you eat a churro. You put it in the hot chocolate. Now you're ready to go.
Ooh, that's some spicy times right there.
Good time, man. That's what I'm talking about.
Can't go wrong with churros, man. You really can't.
Unless it's the one Elizabeth bought at the college.
Right.
And it was the home opener, so it was obviously left over from a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, like last season.
Or last season, yeah. Vintage. Like it was vintage.
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 We've gone and doomed Nomad's Wandering. He's craving a churro now.
It was worth it, dude, because she bit into it like it had just come out of the oven. She was just like, yeah.
Is this supposed to be chewy?
Right. Putting the O in churro.
That'll just about do it. For my co-host Racktime Rob and the Honcho Mark Weber, I'm Mike Irizarry. Be sure to join us next week for another exciting episode. I don't know about that. I might be overselling a little bit, but another episode at the very least, another episode of the What's On
urgent episode.
Right.
You can't say you've seen them all if you don't tune in next week.
Right. Next Tuesday is only 6.9 days away. Let's do it.
Right. And you know that the clock enthusiasts are coming for us next week in the chat. So
right. We better be on time. Otherwise they're going to buy us that clock. Mm-hmm. But we better be on time. Jesus Christ. That might go on a shirt.
You know, they'll be waiting. If we go on at 9:06, they're going to be like, maybe you need a clock.
Maybe you need a clock. Look, I'm not buying that clock, but I would accept it as a gift. Mm-hmm. If somebody wants to buy me that clock, absolutely. Anyways, for Racktime Rob, for the Honcho Mark Weber, I'm your host, Mike Irizarry. Be sure to join us next Tuesday at 9:05 here on the Superstation for another episode of the What's On Joe Mine Team Stream. It'll be number 281. We're getting close to that magic number, aren't we? Sometime around, what, Christmas? No.
I can hardly wait for 283.
No, after New Year's. I don't know, whatever 20 weeks from now is, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, after New Year's. Close to the anniversary, really. So we'll have a lot of cool anniversary style stuff stacking up. Anyways, that's a story for next spring. Mark's wiggling his fingers in the air. I'm gonna
losing feeling in him.
Right. Because that's what happens when you get old.
Come on, buddy. Work with me.
Stay tuned for another exciting game of Atlanta Braves baseball. We'll be back with you. As our friend Vagon says, stay safe, and if you can't be careful, have a great rest of the week. Yo, Joe.
Beer.